And on Thursdays, we talk about county government, and that is what we're going to talk about today. But it's more than just Dade County that we're going to talk about over the next few minutes, and that's going to be starting right now as we welcome, of course, County Executive Tim Rumey to the studio. And we got a special guest along with him this morning. Commissioner, introduce your guest there.
Yeah, we have Andrew McGill. He's the Executive Vice President of Memorial Hospital, CHI Memorial. He's not just Vice President, he's Executive Vice President. Yeah, that's a big deal because Andrew is a very important person to Dade County. He's going to talk a little bit this morning about the new hospital over on 2A that they're going to build. But I want to say a few things about him before that. Andrew's it was a lead person that really brought our clinic here to Dade County. He was the first person I contacted when I realized our clinic was closing. My doctor there had told me, gave me Andrew's name. I'd never met Andrew till then. And I called Andrew, and Andrew started the ball rolling. We met. And we have our CHI Memorial here, and that was a great move for Dade County, and I appreciate. I mention this every time I'm at a meeting with you or whatever, because it's so important in Dade County to have that contact there, you know. But,
I will second that, and I told Mr. McGill earlier when he came in that he's one of the busiest men I know in healthcare here in North Georgia over the last several years, because he has come in, and not only in Dade County but in Walker County and Catoosa County with the healthcare facilities that Hutchinson ran at one time, come in and undergirded that, and then they took over the hospital campus there at 100 Gross Crescent Circle, and now he's here to talk about even bigger news.
That's right. That's big for Northwest Georgia. So I'll turn it over to you, Andrew. Just tell us a little history about what's going on. You know.
Well, thank you, Commissioner Rumley, and it's a pleasure to be here. Dade County is important to CHI Memorial, and we are honored to be your partner in healthcare. And when I got the phone call a few years ago, and we were able to come in and maintain that clinic, do the same in Chickamauga, do the same in Lafayette. We're honored to be able to have that opportunity. So thanks for letting me be here today. So CHI Memorial has recently announced that we're going to build a new hospital to replace the facility that we now operate at 100 Gross Crescent over on 2A. To move it to the land that we acquired when we came in and got involved with helping pull the hospital and Cornerstone Medical Center back out of where they were, and frankly restore the services that you lost. Our model all along has been care close to home, and respectfully, we think that's what the people of Northwest Georgia deserve: care close to home. So starting with the Trenton Clinic all the way over now to where we're going to build a 60 to 70 bed hospital over on 2A on the land, the acreage that we own on the Parkway, adjacent to our cancer center, our surgery center, and then the medical office building is there, so it fits snug right on that property to provide the modern, current, up-to-date technology, the rooms, what the people of Northwest Georgia deserve. And we're so excited. We've been approved to move forward, and we started that work. And I'm eager to tell you everything that you'd like to know about it.
Well, we would, as you mentioned a while ago, and we would have been way ahead of the ball game, you might say, had COVID not had come in, because you had already laid all the groundwork down just about. You'd done a lot of legwork, and then all at once that put a stop to it. And so now, thank goodness, you've already got a lot of that behind you. And hopefully, that'll help you as far as getting started. It's pretty soon. But
this time 2 years ago, we were hard at work planning the new facility, anticipating that we would start a year ago, and then of course COVID stopped everything. So now a year later, we're back at it and are starting that process to work with the state of Georgia to get the approval that the state has to give us through the Department of Community Health to actually move the hospital, because we're moving beyond a mileage limit of 3.5 miles. So we have to get their approval to do that. And also they have to approve our plan and what we want to bring to bear for the citizens. So we did that planning, and now we're testing that plan again around 60, 70 beds, around the ORs, the number of ORs we need, a large ED, emergency department, because you have a very busy emergency room right now at 100 Gross Crescent. It stays busy nonstop. We're thankful for that. We want to make sure that we adequately size that. that we give you the rooms you need, that we bring you the services and everything that you would expect to have in a community hospital. And yes, we will have food services. And one of the things that was a concern was when we came into to Cornerstone, the cafeteria had been closed, and food services have been really non-existent for any guest or anyone. But that will be restored at the new facility. And again, having the capabilities to give you the care that you need for surgery, for imaging, for the basic things, for everything from screenings, mammograms, colonoscopies, etc. But giving you exactly what you need to meet the essential needs for the region.
Let me ask you: is there plans to what type of surgeries? And are you planning to add any more services that are not already offered there at the campus where it's located?
Yes. So to review, what we're doing now is one of the first things we did was we invested about $6 million in the cancer center there. So you have radiation therapy that has been going now for over 2 years. We restored that center, completely redid it, all new technology. Inside the medical office building, we now have a full-service imaging center. Right, the MRIs, the CT. That's where we also have the Maryland Local Breast Center. And on that campus, we also have our surgeons who this multi-specialty office that's providing general surgery, breast surgeons, pulmonology, a range of specialty care. Again, that we brought that to you. The Heart Institute, the cardiologist, doing all sorts of cardiology services at the hospital. So that's what we've put into place. And I'd remind everybody, we opened our first memorial medical clinic down here. That's 27 years ago. And we've been building on top of that in terms of primary care, specialty care, heart, etc. So that we average this right now around 80,000 primary care visits in Northwest Georgia, from Trenton to Lafayette to Ringgold. And that's a massive amount of care. The next logical thing you need to do is have a hospital that's equipped to meet the needs today. We know the 1 in 100 gross circle can't do that. And so what we'll be bringing in terms of surgical care will be everything from urology to urology, orthopedics, general surgery, breast surgery, endoscopies, colonoscopies, colon care, and other surgeries that we'll identify as we finally build out the plan. But I would say to you that it'll meet about 85% of your surgical needs. And so you'll still go to the main campus to have your open heart. You'll still go to the main campus to have your spine surgeries, the surgeries to have your neural surgeries, and to do those things. The sweet spot we're going to give you is that ideal community hospital, similar to our Hickson campus. If you're familiar with that one, it's a good model, and that's the model that we'll bring to bear.
Good, very good. Yeah.
Well, and for those of you that may be listening and don't know exactly where he's talking about when he's talking about Battlefield Parkway and Highway 2A, it's if you remember Hutchinson on the Parkway, that's going to be the general location because you're already operating that center there as well.
Yeah, so it's called CHI Memorial Parkway, and that's where we have the medical office building, the cancer center, and the surgery center. And when we acquired that out of the bankruptcy proceedings, from Regions Bank, actually, we acquired 27 acres that were surrounding that, and it's on that acres that we will build the hospital. So you'll come down the Battlefield Parkway, going towards the interstate from the mountain to the interstate. Be on your right. You'll look, and it'll face the Parkway. 3-story facility at this point. That's what we anticipate. Easy in, easy out. A lot of glass with some tremendous views of the mountain, but a good model for you to know when you go in the facility where you're going. It'll be very obvious to you, easy to navigate, connect to the medical office building. So a great setup for medical care.
Well, there's no doubt that Memorial has come in and filled a void where the Hutchinson Hospital has left here in Dade Walker and Catoosa County, and now with ambulance service also. You've got the transportation service. You got primary care facilities in the North Georgia counties, the ambulance service, and now you're looking to invest more into the hospital. So you're really going to Memorial's really going to have the big picture or the big footprint, if you will, for healthcare.
Yeah, and so here's what we would say: the base foundation for everybody, and I hope everybody that's listening to me has a primary care physician. So we started that many years ago because that's what you need. That's the foundational element of good health care. Most recently, the Dade County Commission and the Walker County Commission, Commissioner Rumley, Commissioner Whitfield, selected Memorial to be their emergency medical services provider, and we're truly honored to have that opportunity, because what that does is it ties together the emergent needs that arise 24 hours a day with a health system that CMS has given the highest rating to. We're a 5-star health system, and you tie all that together from primary care to EMS to the hospital. You've got that healthcare system again that we think you deserve. Giving this new hospital gives you that guaranteed access to the best that's available. Now, let me remind everybody, as we stand here right now at 100 Groves Crescent Circle, our hospital is open. It's there to take care of you. We've got inpatient, we've got the surgical capabilities, the imaging, the ED, etc. So while we're preparing to build the new one, don't forget you've got a hospital here ready to take care of you.
And it has been operational, and quickly you brought everything back online. And having an emergency room here in North Georgia for the citizens is really paramount to be able to have that, because I mean, you it's just a few miles over the line into Tennessee to your main campus and other campuses, but transportation wise, that's could be a long time because of traffic and different things.
Right.
So you need that quick care for. Now you can't treat everything in the emergency room there at in North Georgia, but because of the severity of some of the injuries or whatever. But most you can.
Yeah, you're right, and so again, because we're your EMS partner now, one of the things we want to make certain, particularly for the people of Dade County, is that we're giving you that model, that the speed, the efficiency that Commissioner Rumley expects, so that when you do have the emergency, we're going to get you where you need to be, regardless of the hospital that you need to go. We're going to take you where you need to go, whether it's Memorial or another partner. And as we build this new hospital and we match that up with EMS, we know from a Dade County perspective, there's a mountain between us, but we want to do everything we can to help folks understand we're going to take you where you need to go from the EMS perspective, and we hope you will be able to use the hospital on battlefield. But as always, we've got our main campus in Chattanooga, and if that works better and it's more convenient because of just the geography here, we understand that. We're going to give you the best care possible in both locations.
What's the time frame? When do shovels go in the ground, and then when do you anticipate having the ribbon cutting?
So we hope that shovels go in the ground sometime after the first of the year, after early spring at the latest, and that we are truly, this time next year, we are hard at it building that hospital. And the hope and the plan is that this time in the middle of 2024, maybe we'll have a July 4th celebration after we've had the ribbon cutting there on the Parkway. It's about a 20-month construction project. We have to go to the state of Georgia, get our CON, do all the regulatory work that's necessary, and at the same time, again, finalize our plan post-COVID. Now that we're not out of COVID, but after COVID, we got to make sure we have what we need, and we're building a hospital that manages well around something like a pandemic.
Senior Vice President with Memorial Hospital announcing what was made official last week, I believe, that new hospitals coming to the North Georgia area via CHI Memorial. Will it maintain the same CHI Georgia name, or are you expected another name?
No, the official name is CHI Memorial Hospital, Georgia. And we're proud to say Georgia. As a UGA alumnus, I'm so proud that we're here. And let me just say that we are truly humbled by the enthusiasm of the elected officials, of Commissioner Rumley and his counterparts, Catoosa and Walker, of the state delegation led by Senator Mullis, and all that's what the community has said to us. You are our partner, and we're so grateful for that. And when we came and bought Cornerstone's license to operate that facility, we made a commitment. We were going to do this, and I'm just proud that we're going to honor that commitment.
Well, we
That's very
appreciate you
good.
coming in on the K-Win Today program, and when you anytime you want to come back, we'd love to have you discuss more as the progression goes on, and excited that there's going to be a bigger, better, and newer hospital for the North Georgia area.
Well, thank you.
For sure.
Great to be here. Thank
you. You were talking earlier when you first come in. We're kind of informal here on this program anyway. That well, you knew a little bit about roads. I do too. I drive on them. But Commissioner Rumley, even before he became executive, he knew a lot about roads and bridges because he was in the construction business.
Mm-hmm.
And Commissioner, we got a couple of things going on that I wanted to talk with you about. Let's first talk about what the state has done this week that has caused some delays.
Yeah, they've actually came in and started that project. Didn't give us any really notice as far as the commission goes or anything. And it's it's a project we've talked about on a few Thursdays. And I think I did announce last week that the project was actually awarded to Northwest Georgia Paving out of Calhoun, Georgia. That's the people that's doing the work for the state of Georgia. And in their contract, they're going to actually repair the slide area up there before you get to Bethune's, or where Bethune's used to be there, Garden Center, and where the wedding venue's at, and where the old fruit stands at. That's part of their project to repair that. And then they will be paving from the red light in Trenton, 136, all the way to the Alabama line. And that's going to be a month project at least, I mean, it may be, he said 3 to 4 weeks, but I just don't, I think it'll be longer than that. So I'm going to try to go by there today. I'd like to get the superintendent, if he could, or some representative from the company to come on and talk to us, maybe next Thursday. I don't know that I can get him on our 3 o'clock thing, but I would like to have someone and give us a little, because actually they have months and months. They got 6-8 months to do the project. Time frame, but I know they've started, so they're going to knock it out. And that can give us some real details of actually their strategy, of what's first and how long exactly it's going to take. But it's sure created a traffic jam.
You're welcome to invite him any morning on this show. We'll make
maybe
time
what we do,
for him to come in. You can bring him in and kind of give us an update, because it is one of the most traffic bearing roads that we have in the county.
That's right.
For Alabamians that come from Bryan, Higdon, Ider, Flat Rock, and then also the Davis community, New Home community. I mean, we travel up and down that road. And for those of you, we put it out via social media yesterday that, yesterday afternoon, it backed up big time. And we're going to be experiencing that over the next few weeks.
That's right. They're dropping it down one lane and then well, they didn't have a pilot car. They were just handling it, with flaggers. But still, though, you had a 15, 20-minute wait. And I know we were over there about 20 minutes there waiting, trying to get up the mountain. So, anyway, we'll try to get a little more information on that. And it has started. Just, try to bear with them.
I'd like to know, too, the hours.
It's going to be really nice. It'll be really nice when they do finish it,
Oh, yeah.
And I did find out, too, that the interstate we talked about that a few times, that the interstate paving between Trenton, the exit here at Trenton, all the way into the Tennessee line there on 59, or where 24 comes in, that's been postponed. They are not going to do it this summer. And according to the engineering people now, it's because of cost. It's actually doubled the cost has from the time that they actually have actually went out and started out to bid on it. So we are not sure. He couldn't tell me. He just said for sure it's not going to happen this summer, and they're just going to kind of patch it to get through the winter. And he said hopefully next spring the money will be allocated and they can do that, because that's getting really bad. I mean, the interstate, if you travel it every day, just that section between Trenton and Tennessee line, it's whether you're going or coming, it's not in good shape at all. So I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, go ahead. I finished.
I was just a couple of other things. We got about 4 minutes left here on this segment. Morganville Ridge Road, where we stand on that?
We're ahead of schedule. We're going with. I can't give you a date. It's going to be open back, but they've had some really good weather to pour. They poured the other day in the rain. It was just a slow rain, so it didn't really hurt them. And we're kind of out where it won't hurt us. The weather won't really hurt us that much right now. except on the compaction. We go back with the compaction of the dirt. But right now it's looking good, But I don't want to give you a definite on it till probably next week. I can tell you more positive, when that'll be open back up.
Anything else that you want to touch on, Bo?
No, I do want to touch on the ordinance, the parade ordinance or whatever, and make sure people understand. Most people do, but there's some people that don't understand. That is actually pertaining to events, with 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 people, big events that are coming into this county, possibly that that could come into your community, whether private property or whatever, could come to. If it was on my farm down there, you got to have safety. You got to have certain rules that these people have got to abide by, or they can affect your whole life for that weekend. I mean, as far as emergency people getting in and out, police getting in and out. So I just want just let people know that my number. I'm easy to get a hold of. If you want to talk about it, we'll talk about it, because it's just the ordinance has been on the book since I think '05 or whatever, but we had according to Robin, we needed to do that to actually have some type of control over any.
Do you think that y'all may add a stipulation where its population, if you're over
that's
many
why,
population?
No, it's going to be, it'll be
300, 100, 200.
It'll be 1,000 or more from before I vote on it. Well, we've already voted on it. That's just it. But we have the right. That's why you have 2 readings.
Right.
To change it. That's why you do that. If it wasn't, it'd be firm written. And so, that's what. And we knew that when we actually talked about it the other night and voted on it. And Robin's working on it. And it'll be a simple. It's not going to be like a 10 paragraphs. It'll read in there. It'll give
So the one that you will eventually probably pass, we've only got a couple minutes, will have a lot more verbiage, and
it won't really have a lot more.
It'll tell you, it'll have parades or events that would be generate over 1,000 or whatever.
More. Yep. Okay. It's mainly for these the event people that could come into the county, come into your community, and just say on Cloverdale Road or Creek Road and do an event with 2,000 or 3,000 people there, and from that weekend the effect it would have on that community. It's not that you want to turn that away, but you just want to make sure that they've got a checklist that they've contacted EMS. They've got services there that in case someone did have a heart attack, you can get in and out, and keep the traffic flowing. Where if you want to go buy groceries, or if you had an ambulance come into your house, you don't want to say, well,
right.
they're having that event. We'll be there in about an hour. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That's what it's all about. So
absolutely. Well, thank you for that clarification on that. Because I do think that has been there's been some discussion on where's the limit? Is it 50, 100, 1,000, whatever? So that's good clarification.
I think it should be put on there, and I have a couple other commissioners agree with me. It needs to be a number there that explains that, look, these are for big events, not birthday parties and family reunions and stuff. It's nothing to do with that. Okay. This is people promoters that come in, just like up here. You're going to see it September. This is going to happen in the north end, up there on where the Doyle farm's at. This is going to be a 2,000 person event, possibly more. And for that weekend, you'll see what I'm talking about.
Real quick for your telephone number before we run out of time here.
Yes, it's 423-667-8999. And anyone that has any questions about this thing, call me or come by the office and talk to me about it, because it is what it is. And as I said, come September. Now these people, I do want to say real quick, these people are doing this event. They're trying to go right by the rules. We met with them Monday. We got another meeting in 2 or 3 weeks. The railroad's involved in it, and they're trying to do everything they can to make this a safe event. So it's
new this hour, a first of its kind of move.
They're good people.
A U.S. military base now requires proof of COVID vaccines. Is this a slippery slope? We're going to speak with one Alabama congressman all about it.
And Secretary of State Anthony Blinken inviting United Nations.
Well, we thank you for coming in as always every Thursday. County Executive Tim Rumey in the studio. Vice President McGill, thank you very much for coming in as well for that update with the hospital. And thank you for listening and watching. And it's the top of the hour. We'll see you back here for another K-Win Today tomorrow. And we'll join Fox News at the top of the hour here on the radio. WKWN
Hello, everyone.
Trenton.
Welcome to the second hour of National